Thank you, Ashish. It's good morning, everybody, and it's a pleasure to be here. And when I was waiting outside, it's great to see people in colleges, with their laptops having product ideas, pitching to VCs. When we were in colleges, we could never imagine of doing such thing, which is a long time back. But it's great to be here and a great initiative. Quickly, going to talk about a product, NewsHunt, and when Ashish was asking, I saw a few hands turn up, but yes, and I think that shows that we still have a long way to grow because I would ideally like a lot of hands in this room to go up. Nonetheless, we'll talk about a little bit about the product, a little bit about how we built it, but would love to make it more interactive and be open for question and answers among the budding entrepreneurs around here, right? So basically, NewsHunt is the largest mobile publishing platform. It's an app which is available on Google Play, on Symbian, on Java, on a handset which supports data from a 2,000 rupee handset to a 50,000 rupee, an iPad or a tablet, right? We started this journey long back, and our first app, the challenge was to make it of 128 kilobytes, because 5 to 6 years back, the handsets which were used by the large mass of the country were very different kind of handsets. This Android phenomena is a 2-year phenomenon, right? So the journey has been pretty interesting in terms of adapting the app to the fonts, vernacular fonts, adapting the app to the low size of handset memory, and so on and so forth. So broadly, what NewsHunt does for a customer can read a newspaper of his choice in his language anywhere across the world. We have, we have tie-up with about 81 newspapers. We cover 11 languages, starting from Hindi to Punjabi to Gujarati. We will soon be adding Urdu also to it. We have about 25 million installs till date. And the next two matrices are very interesting, right? You could always buy install by spending a lot of money on the advertising. But we have 6.5 million monthly active users. So that's a huge amount of base. If you look at the country with the GPRS penetration and the cost of GPRS, I think it's a very substantial number. And we have about close to 650 million page views every month. So the stickiness of the app is one of the key things which keeps our engineers awake and which keeps our product managers excited about this product. That consumers come and engage and consume a lot of content on this app. It's a #1 news application in India in Google Play. In GetJar, it's the most downloaded application, and so on and so forth. Yeah. So it's as I said, it's the largest regional language publishing platform. Covers 11 languages, 80 regional publications, about 25,000 articles gets published. And this app recently won in 2013 the Global Mobile Award for best publishing product in the world. So, we were pitched against the, against the international biggies whom we all know, right? So it's a good position to be in, right? I talked about a little bit, but few third parties have kind of done this benchmarking of this application vis-a-vis few other applications which gets used on mobile. So if you look at the engagement and the reach of NewsHunt, it's pretty strong. And I think, and that's the point that I want to emphasize on that, don't undermine the Indian market. I know it's small, it's sexy to be serving the market outside India, but don't undermine this population, don't undermine the market. The market for local content, the market for local needs, the market for content for local needs in local language is huge. And I think the chart is in front of you. So it's not, you don't need to believe me, but you need to believe some third-party studies which talk about it, right? So don't undermine it. The market is going to grow. It's going to grow tremendously at a tremendous pace in coming few years. Build your app. If you solve a real problem, you will grow with the market. Okay. This is, a few of the statistics, how we grew from, virtually zero to what we are today. In terms of, so few interesting insights here, right? An interesting view of you may be that, vernacular is primarily a rural phenomenon, but that's not true. 70% of our users are people in towns and urban towns. So, we typically try to brush away that vernacular is primarily a a rural phenomenon, but that's not true, right? And another interesting insight is 80% of people use mobile as their first point of data access or internet access. And we all know, right, what is the state of broadband in the country. So mobile becomes the first point of internet access. And that gives you an opportunity for people who are building apps on mobile to kind of just take the market away from traditional, PC-based services or mobile or internet or, laptop-based services, right? And like anything else, 85% of our users are, men, which is typically representation of mobile penetration in the category. There were a few questions outside the room that, how do we make money? Currently, we make money through advertisings, and, we have interesting, interesting areas in terms of banner interstitials and so on and so forth, which help us make position. I would pause here and, kind of just let people ask more questions about this app and about our journey, because this was more of a product presentation. But